Hi, so in this video we're going to look at WJEC GCSE Numeracy. This is paper 2 for November 2018, so autumn 2018. Right, let's get started. So let me just see we can see everything. Perfect. So Cycle Tubes makes a large number of bikes each day. On the 1st of December 2016 there were 4,000 bikes. The Tube Cycles factory was working at 80% capacity on that day. This means that only 80% of the maximum number of possible bikes were made. When the factory works at 95% capacity, how many are made? So this is a reverse percentage question. So we're told in the question that 80%, when they're at 80%, they produce 4,000. So logically at 10%, which is dividing by 8, they would make 500. So then at 5% output, they would make 250. So now all we have to do is find 100 and take this 5% off. So from this 10%, 100% output would be 5,000 a day. So therefore 95% using these two here would be 4,750 bikes. Right, this one here is just a standard estimate mean from a grouped frequency table. It's very, very standard. So midpoint, sum, really standard stuff. So midpoint here is 1,500, 2,500, 3,500, and 4,500. So now we want to multiply everything through. So I have three numbers that I've assumed to be 1,500. So they sum to 4,500. I've got 12 numbers I've assumed to be 2,500. And again, this is a calculator paper. You can use your calculator for this. But this would be 30,000. I've got 9 which I've taken to be 3,500 each, so that is 31,500. And then here I've got 7 which I've taken to be 4,500 each, so that is also 31,500. We then add these up. So to find the mean, it's the sum divided by how many. So sum divided by the number of them. So the sum is going to be this, and the number of them is going to be the total frequency. So I get this to be 31, adding these up, and then adding these up. So 4,500 plus 30,000 plus 31,500 plus 31,500. So I get that to be 97,500. So this is going to be 97,500 divided by 31. And again, using the calculator, I get that to be 3,145.16. So we can call that 3,145 bikes as a mean. I don't think this step here is necessarily, it doesn't really give you anything about rounding, so you should be fine to leave it like this. Which group contains the median number of bikes? So there's 31, so with an odd number, it's quite straightforward, really. If you've got an odd number of numbers, so like 1, 5, 6, it's always the number in the middle. So there's 3 numbers, and we go for the one that's got 1 either side. So with 31 numbers, we're picking the number that's got 15 either side, so it's going to be the number 16. So it's the 16th entry. The 16th entry would be, so there's 3 and then 12, so that's 15. So the 16th entry would be in this group here. So it would be in this one here, like so. Emir has set the lawnmower to work at a constant speed of 2,000 meters per hour. He walks a distance of 300 meters when he cuts his lawn. Use this information to work out how long Emir takes to cut his lawn. So if he does 2,000 in an hour, and his lawn is 300 meters, so if 2,000 and we do this as a ratio, is 60 minutes, then you want to work down to 300. Or you could do this as 300 over 2,000 times 60 as well. It would really be the same thing. So this means that 200 meters would be 6 minutes. So 100 meters would be 3 minutes. So therefore, logically, adding these 300 meters would be 9 minutes. What assumption have I made? That they work at the same rate, or work at a constant rate. You could also say no breaks, so he works constantly the entire time. What impact would this have? If he didn't work at a constant rate, it would fluctuate a little bit. If we focus on the no breaks specifically, it would increase time taken. Generally speaking, I feel they're leaning towards the time taken increasing here. So we can do this question here the exact same as how we've done it up here as a ratio. So Emir cuts his lawn 25 times a year. So essentially, how much petrol does he use for every 100 meters? So his lawn, as we're told here, so this is part B of the same question. So this information up here still applies. So he walks a distance of 300 meters when he cuts his lawn, and he does it 25 times a year. So it's 300 times 25, equaling 7,500 meters of lawn. So that's how many meters of lawn he cuts every year. So he takes 4.5 liters to mow 7,500 meters of lawn. So essentially we want to know what it is for 100. So 100 meters. And then, so to get here, we divide by 75. So we do the exact same over here, dividing by 75. So using your calculator, you should get this to be 0.06 liters, and that's what you're looking for.